In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the distributive property and word problems and real world scenarios where we would have to create an equation from that scenario, use the distributive property to solve it. So in this first problem right here, this is not really a real world scenario, but we can make an equation out of this sentence and solve it, and using the skills we've learned from distributing and solving two-step equations. So in the problem, it says 3/4 of the difference of a number and 28 is equivalent to 15. So that's a lot to process right away, but let's break it down step by step. 3/4. Okay, 3/4 of a number. How do I write that? I write it as a fraction. 3/4. 3/4 of the difference. Now, whenever I see of the difference, since we're using the distributive property in these problems, you need parentheses. So you have parentheses. Difference means to subtract. So of the difference means these parentheses with the subtraction in the middle. If it's of the sum, it would be an addition symbol. All right. A number and 28. So a number and 28, a number we don't know, we call it x, and 28 is equivalent to 15. Is equivalent to 15. And there's my lovely, beautiful equation that we know how to solve with using the distributive property. Okay, so we break it down. 3/4, 3/4 of the difference, parentheses, subtraction, of a number and 28 is equivalent to 15. So I distribute 3 times 4. 3/4 x is 3/4 x. 3/4 times negative 28. Okay. 3/4. Negative 28 is negative 21. Equals 15. Add 21 to both sides, and you get 36. Multiply both sides by 4/3. I want to do this. Yeah, I can do it over here. 4/3. So once I have the fraction, remember you multiply both sides by the reciprocal because these will cancel and these will cancel. So you leave you just x. And 36 times 4/3. 36 parentheses 4/3 is 48. And there's my number that I'm supposed to have found. All right. So again, the difference means subtraction with parentheses around it. All right, now let's take a look at a real world scenario here. A volleyball uniform costs $15 for the shirt, $10 for the pants, and X dollars for the socks. If a coach has 12 players and spends a total amount of $396 before taxes, find out how much each pair of socks cost. So automatically we need to find how much the socks cost. That's going to be my X, right? X is the sock price. That's what we're trying to find. Now, we know the cost. We're trying to find the cost of a uniform as well, right? So the volleyball uniform costs $15 for the shirt. So we have 15 plus $10 for the pants and plus X for the socks. That's the cost of one uniform. And look at this. We can actually simplify this by combining like terms. 15 plus 10 is 25 plus X. So that's the cost of one uniform. Now, to find the total cost, we know the total cost the coach spent was $396, and there's 12 players. What we have to do is multiply the cost of one uniform by 12, since that's the number of players, to equal 396, the total cost. And now I just distribute like I've done before. 12 times 25 is 300. 12 times x is 12x equals 396. Forgot to put my line down the equal sign here. Minus 300 from both sides. And we get 12x is 96. Divided by both sides by 12. And 96 divided by 12 is 8. So the sock price would be $8. Pretty expensive socks there. Okay, again, we're using the distributive property with the parentheses and multiplying by the number of players, and using our common sense skills to create these equations. All right, let's look at another one. 8 friends went to the amusement park. They each bought a ticket for $30 and a locker for X dollars. If they have a total spend of $280, how much should each locker cost? So we're trying to find the locker price. So X is going to be the locker price. We know 8 friends went to the amusement park. And they each bought a ticket for $30 and a locker for X dollars to equal a total of $280. So 8 friends, and this is pretty much what you have inside parentheses is how much they are spending to go to the amusement park. So I'm just going to just like label that the money symbol. All right. And we distribute. 8 times 30 is 240. 8 times x is 8x. Equals 280. Line down the equal sign. Subtract 240 from both sides. We get 8x is 40. Divide both sides by 8. And you get x is 5. So that is how much the locker price cost, $5. One more. Let's take a look at this last problem here. The principal awarded 12 students of the month with a free breakfast. Each student received a bagel and a juice box. If the bagel cost 75 cents and the principal spent a total of $15.60, how much did each juice box cost? So we're going to let X be the juice box price. And now there's 12 students. So the number of students to make my equation is going to be 12. And I'm multiplying that by the cost for a bagel, which is 75 cents, and a juice box. I keep saying juice box. I don't know why. 75 cents plus X, and a total price of $15.60. And again, parentheses means we distribute 12 times 0.75. You can do that in your calculator. And that is $9. 12 times X is 12X equals 1560. Minus 9 from both sides. And you get 12X is $6.60. Divide both sides by 12, and hopefully we get a nice number. We might get a decimal, which is okay because we're talking about money here. And we get 6.6 divided by 12 is 0.55. So that means the juice box cost 55 cents. All right, so we're using these real world scenarios to create our equations, and they are going to have a set of parentheses in them if we're distributing. And just be aware of that as you solve these equations. All right, so that's it for today's video. And always remember, if you are solving for X or Y, always give math a try.